Hey everyone, hopefully you all had a great weekend and thanks for joining me tonight. I'm not expecting a huge amount on tonight with the holiday being on today, but we'll still do it. We'll still get it done, and hopefully you all had a great weekend and a great Memorial Day. Excuse me. We had a party yesterday next door with the neighbours, a pool party with all the kids. There's probably about 20, 25 of us there. All brought some food. We had a great time. Drunk too much like I normally do when I go to these parties. And we had a good time. So yesterday was our big party. And then today, me and my wife, we got out into our pool, used the pool for the first time, got some loungers, just chilled out in the sun, had a few beers, which was always good earlier on, a couple of bottles. And then I cooked some kebabs tonight on the barbecue. There's some sausage, pineapple, mushrooms, onions, all on a skewer. Chopped them all up, covered them in barbecue sauce, and just cooked them on the barbie. It was pretty good. A nice little meal for us tonight. And we had a good time. So let's see who's here. Let's have a look who's here. So Viejo is the first one on. Good to see you, Walter. Tactical Rabbit 308. Colt 1927. Artak and daughters are out there. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let's have a look. Tactical Rabbit. I hope I was on time. Saw your little comment there, Tactical. Shane 44 Mag is out there. Good to see you. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Gene reloading from the hot pot. Good to see you, Gene. William Morano, thanks for joining us. And then Viejo says, here we go. I will watch this with great interest tonight. I do a ton of 9mm casting loads of Lee turret press. So, yeah. You've taught me everything, Walter, with these cast bullets, so hopefully I won't let you down. I can see Shane just put out hashtag Mac52. It's 53 tonight, guys. I know the main heading says 53, 52, but let me put that across. So hashtag Mac53. When I put the heading up, and I didn't know how to go in and change it, so sorry about that. So tonight we got some little giveaways like I normally do. I got my little channel sticker. I got an FN sticker for tonight. I have the Mossberg patch, nice and bright. Really like these patches, a little bit of color on them. We've got the screwdrivers, the magnetic little logos from Mac. I think I got one more of these to go, and I've ordered some new ones. We got some slightly different ones coming next time, so I'll get rid of this one and maybe one next week, and then we'll have some new magnetic sticker patches to go up here. So that'll be the last one tonight. So hashtag Mac53. Let me go in and make sure we're all set up. Yep, we're all running. 5 entries in so far. So sorry about that, guys. So hashtag Mac53. Rolis Cavalis, I hope I pronounced that right, is with us. Good to see you. He says he'll be listening while driving home tonight. I appreciate you jumping on. That's great. Like I said, I hope you all had a great weekend. It's holiday weekend. You had a nice day off today. I haven't done a lot of content, guys. Most of you know I'm putting a third route on. I'm putting a third truck on. So getting everything ready. And I also go away. We're doing our summer vacation in just over a week. I'm going to the Formula One Grand Prix in Canada. We're going to go to Montreal and we're going to visit Niagara for a few nights as well. So it's going to be our summer vacation. So we've got a lot going on at the moment. So I apologize for not putting a lot of content out, but I'll get to stream tonight. We'll stream next week. but then I'm probably going to miss probably one stream, I believe. I think I'm away for just the one Monday. So we're going to be here next week though, so I'll still be here next week, guys. Tactical Fud has joined us. Good to see you. So tonight I thought we'd just go through. We're going to use the Lee Classic turret press, and we're going to make some 9mm. I made some 9mm a little while ago. Let me just grab these. I can show you them. So I made up some 9mm, and we loaded them up and made them to specifications, the actual length and everything. But because of the shape of this cast bullet, it's quite wide towards the top. They weren't cycling in my pistols. And you can see, hopefully, let me bring that up. And you can see there's still quite a bit to go on them that I could have taken them down. So I went off the book specs and everything, and these would jam in my 9mm. They wouldn't go in my Beretta, wouldn't go in my CZs, and they wouldn't go in my Canucks. But they do fire in my CZ Scorpion, my little like AR style pistol. They fire in that, so that's fine. I can just run them in the CZ Scorpion, but they wouldn't go through in my pistols. And lucky enough, I only made about 30 or 40 of them up, different weights, different powders. So they won't go to waste because I can run through my CZ. But I wanted to make some more up tonight, and we're gonna shorten them down a little bit past what the book says, and we get them to cycle. I'm not going to be able to run them through the pistol to show you them cycling because we can't handle, and we'll make a couple of dummy rounds up and we'll show you the little setup on the press as well. So let's have a look. Brutal Bob has joined us. Good to see you, Bob. Thanks for jumping on. Colt 1927 is out there. Try and keep up with everybody as they jump on. I really appreciate you all jumping on. I know it's your holiday weekend and you come here to spend some time with me. I really appreciate it. So what we're going to be doing, I got some brand new Starline 9mm brass. Hopefully you can see that. So I've started changing. I'm moving away a little bit from mixed brass, and if you can see up here, I've started investing in Starline because I really like it. So you can see I've got a bunch of Starline there, which is mainly all the new stuff, and then above it then is some more Starline, and once they get fired, they go up there. So I know they've been fired, but all the new stuff is down there. So I've started investing in the Starline brass. I really like using it. I get good consistency from it. And I still load up normal range brass. If I know I'm going to be taking friends or customers out, they can use my plinking brass I just throw together. But for my own stuff, like I said, I got into the Starline side of it as well. So just move this a second. So the first process I do is I just grab a bunch of brass. Hopefully you can see that. And the Old Faithful over here, the RCBS bench primer. I got it loaded up with CCI. Let's bring that in there a little bit. So I got it loaded up with CCI small pistol primers 500s. And all we're going to do is I've done most of them, but just go through and do a few more. So with this machine, just lift the handle up. We can just drop the case and just push it down till it stops. And we get a perfect seat. There we go. A perfect seat with it every time. So I'm just going to go through and then we just cycle it. You push the handle down, drops the primer in, put it back in, push it down to the stop, push it all the way down and it resets the primer. And we can just go through. Let's do a couple of these now while we're here. Set it. You can see it's doing a nice job of setting those primers. And I have this you can see it's on like T-bar or T-rails or whatever you want to call it down here. And then I can just interchange these blocks over as I need to with all the other different specialist tools I've got. Sorry about this, guys. Let's see if I can just get that back there. So it's just held on with these plastic nuts. I can just unscrew them, lift this thing off, drop another one on, tighten them back down, and we're good to go. So I only got a small section of this T-rail in here. It's probably 18 to 20 inches, but it's just enough for me to use all my machinery around it, which you've seen a lot of the machinery on here. So one more over here. So I believe all the primers are gone. So we got one left. So there's one that hasn't got a primer, and we leave that aside. So you can see, got them all done. These are all primed. These three in the front, not primed. These are going to be our dummy rounds. So we're going to make dummy rounds up. We can't make full rounds. So we make a dummy round up, make sure everything's good, get all the measurements right. And then we'll go and do a little bit of a setup, set the powder up, and then we'll have to call it a night, because we've got to stay within all the guidelines, which you must be getting bored of hearing it being said by all of us, but it's so tough at the moment just to stay within the guidelines. So we have to be so careful what we do. So OL1 guy is out there. Good to see you. I think I said hi to Willie Morano. Vanessa Kitty's out there. Good to see you. I think I saw another name out there. Toy Town Inc. is out there. Toy Town Incorporated. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Okay, let me put these over here, and then we can go over and we'll have a look at the press. Sorry about the camera shaking and everything, guys. We just got to move it over. My phone, so I can keep an eye on the comments. Don't forget, hashtag Mac53 tonight. Tactical Rabbit says he has the RCBS primer, similar to what I've got. It's a great primer. And I think we're still up to date there. So this is all set up, and it's set up for last week. I did, I made some 357 up. So it's just a quick changeover. So I got it set up for 38 and 357. And it's basically, you can just zoom out here. You can just grab the whole tool head, just give it a little shiggle, and it comes out all in one. So that's your 357 one out there, which I'll put aside and put it on the bench over here. And then I have the setup for 9mm all set up, ready to go on this tool head. And it's just a matter of dropping them in the slots. Just wiggle the little rod underneath to get the square plastic drive to match up. And there you go. And then you can just revolve it with your hand just to make sure it's all in there. Work it on the lever. And you know you're happy that it's all done. The only real upgrade I've done a little bit of lubing on this. And I don't know if you can see right there, I got like a little Velcro. Let's see if I can bring you in and show you. Under the rod here, I put a little Velcro pad in there. because this rod jumps up and down a little bit while you're moving it, and it taps on the frame, and it's a little bit annoying. So I just put a little Velcro pad in there, which cuts down on the noise and the banging, and it works out pretty good. Okay, so pulled out. So just a 9mm shell holder. We could just drop that onto the top of the press. And there you go. So that is basically set up, ready to go. With the tool heads, if you're only loading one particular type of bullet or something, you can leave them set up. You can leave them all set up. The only one you might have to adjust a little bit is going to be the seat and die for different size. Excuse me, for different length bullets or different weights of bullets, you might have to adjust that a little bit. The crimp normally can stay the same. The expander stays the same, and the powder measure, that's not gonna change. So the only one really you'll be changing from different bullets is going to be a seater. So like I said, we're gonna have to go in and we're gonna make some dummy rounds tonight to get it set up. And these are what I'm going to load in. These are my cast bullets. They've 140, supposed to be 147 grains, but they're coming out at 151. So they're coming out a little bit heavy. They're pretty consistent at 151, and I shoot them subsonic, so I don't really mind them being a bit heavier. But the only thing you have to do is you have to adjust your powder to suit a little bit, because in the books they list 147 and then they jump up to 160. We haven't got like a 150 in the books. I was looking earlier and I don't think I got 150 grain bullet in the books. So we drop them down, we're going to start them low and we're going to work them up, which I've already done. I've done that process of starting right at the bottom, so I know where I want to be with my powder. But it's a matter of just starting low at the minimum and working up until you find that sweet spot where you want to be. Just be very careful when you're loading up stuff that is a little bit out of what the book says, with these being like 4 grains above where they should be. 4 grains above where they should be. So dummy round, no primer. There's going to be no powder in this one. We're just going to put it together as a dummy round. It's not going to be live. And it's just going to be to get everything set up. So the first station is my expander. So let's measure the top of the case. So at the moment, the top of the case is 3.075. Hopefully you can see that okay. So 3.075 where we are before we expand it. So we can pop it in the expander, bring it up nice and slow and gently all the way through, back down. The head turns ready into the powder drop. And now we can measure. I'm at 3.82. So we have 7.4 to 8.2, 7.5 to 8.2. So that's 5. So I'm just working out in my head exactly what the 5, 10. So I got 12 thou of expansion on the top. Just hasn't gone too far. Don't need it to go too far because you don't want to work the brass too much. But hopefully you can see that little funnel on the top. And then you want to get one of your projectiles and just drop it in there. You can see that is dropping in. Nice. We can line that up so it shouldn't scuff any of the powder coating off as we go through the system. So like 12 thou of expansion on there. Let's check this again while we're here. AR Patriot 1776 has joined us. Good to see you, Elliot. Thanks for jumping on. And make sure I'm not missing anybody else. Hashtag Mac53 for the draw. G23 has joined us. Good to see you, G. Thanks for jumping on. And I think that's probably it again. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it, and if we want to throw any questions out, just do it and I'll try and pick them up as we're going through. Okay, so the next station we're not going to use at the moment. We can go straight past it. So this next station is a seating. I have wound it out a little bit. So when we seat, we're going to be seating high. So all you want to do is you want to set your bullet square as possible, because you still want it to go in nice and square. Bring it up into the seat nice and slow. Carry it all the way through. And there. You can see it started to seat. We've got no scuffing, no powder coat coming out. And then we can measure this at the moment. And we're at 1.172. 1.172. So we've got a little bit to go. And the round that I've got set up, it's going to be 1.18. About 183, 184, if you can see that. This is a round that I made up, which is been cycled through all the pistols I was having problems with. So I know this spec is going to be perfect to run in my pistols. But going off the book, .058. Can almost go down to 1.058 and all the way up to 1.116, I believe we can be at. But at the longer length, like I said, we are having problems. So I want to try and get as close to 1.183 as we can get it. So that's the dummy round there anyway. So we can pop this back in, turn the thread down quarter of a turn, half a turn to start with, because it needs to go a little bit. Seat it. And we're still at 1.15354. So we're still going down. So you can go back in, turn it down another quarter of a turn, seat it. Just another again, you just want to do this nice and slow. Walk it down a couple of thou at a time until you're happy where you are. 1.124. We're at 1.110. So we're getting there. And I can double check back on this one. So we need to be going a little bit further again. So pop it back in. Again, quarter a turn. As we're getting closer to where you want to be seating, less of a turn each time. So we're at 1.10 there. So we're getting close. Little turn again. .193. And we're just walking it down. .1.087. So it looks like we need to go like 4 thou. So again, it's just little turns now, just to get it to the desired length. And there we go, 1.083. So we're at the desired length there. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop it back in there, bring it back up into the seat to die, hold in the adjusting rod, and then just nip up the lock ring. So we're all good. And bring it back out. And you can see there, no scuffing, there's no powder coat on there. Pretty much perfect. And just a little bit of a flare. So all we'll do now is we've brought it around to the next station, which is the crimp station. Set it down and crimp it. Now you can see, hopefully there, it's done a nice crimp. Sorry about this, trying to get it to focus here, Phil. It's a nice crimp on it. It hasn't dug too much into the powder coat, and you don't need a super heavy crimp. And just as a tester, we have the 9mm case gauge. See, it goes in there. Perfect. And it just drops straight out. And drop it in. You can hear the little clunk when it goes in. It's all, if anything, it's just fractionally underneath the lip, but very, very slightly. And then it just drops out. Like I said, Everett, this is a dummy round. No primer, no powder. Keep within the regulations of the YouTube channel. Let me have a drink. So there's the dummy round. So what we're going to do, I always like to run, now we've gone round and everything's set up and tightened up. We're back in the first station. So we just go around and make one more dummy round, but doing it as a cycle, leaving it all in place, and then we measure it at the end. So the first one's going to come up, and we're going to do the expansion. Skip past the powder, bullet seat, so we can just sit it straight on top, square as we can get it, nice and slow up into the seater die, revolves around, and the crimp. So this is one that we've done all the way around. And you can see there, nice crimp, no scuffing, sits really nice. We'll check the measurement. 1.083, exactly same as the other one. And the little case gauge test, and it drops. And that one is just a little bit protruding. Let's see if there's anything to it. Anything like that. There we go. Drop straight in. A little bit tighter coming out, but it just falls out. So there we go. Done. So that's making up dummy rounds, guys. So you can see they're all 3 dummy rounds made up. No primers, no powder, staining with regulations. If there's any questions, throw them out. Let me just have a quick look at the Kyle Lusker's joined us. Good to see you, Kyle. Thanks for your hail. That round comes out quite nice. It looks nice in there. And just making sure there's nobody else joined us. I said hi to Kyle. Okay, we're back up there. So we're going to set up the powder measure next. And I'm using a slightly different powder to what I've used on these before. I'm going to be using Accurate number 7. I got 3 pound of this sitting in my storage. So we're going to be using this. I don't know if you guys have already noticed that powder is getting hard to find. The stuff that you want to find, I'm struggling to find unique. struggling to find IMR 4064, which are my two favorite powders for pistol and rifle. And at the moment, I'm struggling to find it. There is some IMR 4064 out there, but it is crazy priced. But I'm not seeing any unique anywhere. So I'm just going to be using some of this up for now. And we're going to keep the other stuff just for what I need. So you can pull the funnel out. Let's lift this up so you can see. So this just sits in on a little groove. Lift the funnel out and you can make sure that it's closed. You can turn this, you can open and close it. There it's open to allow the powder out, and you can close it back up while you're moving it on and off. So it's just a matter of unscrewing the top and tipping some powder in there. Close your powder up. And I always leave the powder I'm using right behind the press that I'm using, so I know exactly what's in there. So if we don't clear it out tonight, I know exactly what's in there. And then a matter of just screw the top on, and before you flip it up, you want to make sure that it's closed. So now we're safe, we're closed. This can go back into the tool. Make sure it's all the way down, and then we just turn it to open it, and now that's allowing the powder down into the tool itself. So I'm not going to be making a full round, but I'm just going to be showing you setting the powder measure up. So all I do is, I got my scales here, these little electronic scales. Let me see if I can bring you in on these so you can see what we're doing here. Hopefully you can see that. So we're all set with that piece of brass with a primer in it. We're all the zeros. Let me just get this powder back open. We're gonna drop this as we. So I'm gonna cycle it to drop the powder, and then I'm gonna tip the powder straight into the container for now. Bring you back up here a minute. So all I'm doing at the moment is just cycling a couple of times to make sure that the powder is in its level where it needs to be. Drop it back on the scales, and we're still on all the zeros. And now we'll do our first measurement. So this is the third cycle, so we should be pretty stable. Okay. So we are at, you can see that, 4.50. And I'm going to look at my book over here. So, and I'm going to check on there. So for a 147 grain, with accurate number 7, they're going for 6.3 to 7.1 in the Lineman cast book. So 6.3 to 7.1. But on the Hodgdon site for the same powder, it says you want to be starting at 5.6 to 6.6. So it's slightly lower than the book. So in the book it's telling us to start at 6.3. And on the Hodgdon site, it's saying 5.6. And what I loaded these to before was 6 grains exactly. So I'm still within all the tolerances of from what the book and the web says. I'm well within the tolerances, but I'm on the lower side to make sure, because they are cast bullets as well, and we're on the slightly lower side. And we can always work up from there at a later date. So I'll bring this back up here. So on this Lee powder funnel, we have a little adjusting screw right here, and they give you this little key. So you can just slot this little key in, and then we need to start dropping it down to get more powder in. So we're going to do probably, let's just do a half a turn, a full half turn to start with. And I'll drop this powder out. I'm going to cycle it. And once again, it's going to go on the scales to make sure we're 0. We are 0. Cycle this. And now we're at 5.34, sorry. So we've come up almost a grain with half a turn. So this time, I'm just going to turn it quarter of a turn. With this flat key is quite easy. Quarter of a turn. Again, I'm dropping the powder back into the tub. Cycle it a couple of times just to make sure it's all stable. It's nice with these little digital scales. You can just leave them by the side of the bench. It's easy to get to. Put the brass on. We're all at 0s. Pop it back on. Drop the powder. And we came up to 5.64. So we came up 0.3, just over 0.3 with a quarter of a turn. So again, we'll do quarter of a turn again. And then just do the cycles of it. It's really important to do this. I know it's a little bit monotonous and you wonder why you do it, but you just want to get that powder and everything stable. Cycle a couple of times before you do your measurement. You probably could get away with doing it once. I like to do it twice, and on the third one then I do my measurement. And there we are at 6.06, between 0.4, which is basically smack on. But what we can do is we can turn this back maybe an 1/8. Didn't want to go too far with it, to get as close to that 6 as we can get it. I've screwed it in a little bit this time, so I'm going to do my 2 cycles. Take a look at the brass. We're all 0s. Do the powder. And we've come down from 6.06 to 6.04, flashing between 0.2, 0.4. So that's next to nothing. You're not even on the first. We got 6.04, so we're not even on the first space. So that 0.2, 0.4 is so minimal, and we're well within the guidelines from the book and the web. So I'm quite happy to leave it there at that. Yes, G23. I calibrate my scales every time I use them. So they've been on. I run them for about half an hour to an hour. I leave them on. Then I calibrate them, and then I'm going to use them. But I calibrate them every single time I use them. And with these scales, it's a matter of, it's like 10, 15 seconds to calibrate them, and it's done. But always let them warm up first. Everybody says to let them warm up, have them on for 30 minutes or so before you start loading, and then just do your calibration. Viejo says this press is probably his favorite out of all of them that he uses. Just checking to see. Wow, Viejo found an 8-pound keg of Unique locally. That's a score. I wish I could find an 8-pound keg. I think we're back up to date with everybody. So that's pretty much as far as I can go tonight, guys. We've made the dummy roundup. So you've seen us making the dummy roundup again. No primer, no powder. So we stayed within regulations. It's not a live round. This is just a total dummy round. And pretty much going round, you can see we set it all up. Just get another piece of brass out. We make up another dummy round. So we're gonna flare. Let's bring this up. So we can do the flare. Drop it down. We go through, drop the powder. We can seat. Making sure it's nice and square. Then seat the dummy round. And then crimp the dummy round. Like again, you can see no scuffing. Nice, not too heavy crimp. You can drop it into there. Drop straight in, all level across the top. And then dropping straight out. And there's another dummy round made up, guys, ready to go. So you can see it's there and straight out. Always put the top back on your powder and leave it behind your press so you know where you are. So as I said, we made some dummy rounds up. Showing you a quick setup of the dies, how to change the tool heads around on the head on this thing. And we've also gone through and we've set up the powder. So now I can go in and everything's ready for me to go in and make my batch of powder, next round of bullets, get them all made up. And hopefully I won't have any issues. But like I said, I have cycled these dummy rounds through all my pistols, all my 9mm, and they're all working perfectly now. Those other ones that are a little bit too long are just going to be just set up now. I'll run them through my CZ Scorpion. That thing just eats them up. Slightly different setup, the way they chamber and everything. And so they won't go to waste. I can just use them through that. If there's any questions out there, guys, just throw them out. Anything you've seen tonight. It wasn't a long one. You can see we had 31 on or 35 on, which I wasn't expecting tonight because it's been a holiday and everything. I just really appreciate you all jumping on. So another quick look while everybody's on what we're going to give away tonight. We have the little logo, channel logo sticker. Got the FN sticker. These nice bright Mossberg patches I picked up from my local gun store. And of course our screwdrivers, magnetic top, little flats. And I got the magnets tonight, guys. So there's a few different magnets and these just pop out of this. You can just see they just come out. Just take them out. And hopefully you can see they just, you see that they just stick on your safe, any metal, any toolbox. They're just good strong magnets on them. So we got those. I have one more set to give away after this one. So it'll probably be next week. I'll give another one. And then I've ordered some new ones. Macca printed some new magnets out this week. So I've ordered some new magnets in, some different ones. So you guys that might have already had those, there's some other ones coming out as well. So hashtag Mac53 is going to get you in the draw. If you want to jump in and get that, we'll do the draw in say in 5 minutes or something like that. Gives you all another chance just to jump in and do that. See if there's anything else. I think can't see anything else here. Vanessa Kitty asks, Anyone have a favorite lineman press? The only lineman I believe I've got. No, that's a Hornady. No, I haven't got myself. I haven't got any lineman presses myself. I don't know if any of you guys out there have got a favorite one that Vanessa's asking about. Just have a look, see what else. A couple more hashtags just come in there. That's great. So last week, I went into my local gun store like I do every Friday. I was having a little look around. Couldn't really see anything that caught my eye. There was nothing jumped out at me. And I was talking to Alex, the manager there, and he said, "Oh, hang on, Julian, I got something to show you. I think it's right up your alley." I go, "Okay, let's have a look." So he ended up bringing out this FN Scar 20, which is the 308, and it had probably less than 50 rounds through it. The guy that put it in on consignment, I know him really well. I always talk to him in the guns store. He's like me. He's another big gun guy. He buys a lot of guns, but he just doesn't use this FN. And I've been looking to buy an FN Scar for many years, but I wasn't prepared to pay the 5G that they ask for them now, or just under 5G. Because by the time you do that and you put a decent scope on it, a bipod, a couple of different brakes and stuff on it, you're up close to the 9. So I didn't really want to do this. So this one came in, it's in the FDE. It's got the FN custom stock on it with the adjustable cheek and side pads and everything on it, all adjustable pad in and out. It had that custom stock on it. It's got the FN in 308. It's got a really nice Nightforce scope on it. It's got a really nice bipod, a nice solid bipod, and it comes with a Surefire brake, which will take the Surefire suppressor, and it comes with another brake as well, which is just a brake for it. So the whole package came in under the price of buying the gun on its own, way under the price of the gun on its own. And I told him, yeah, put my name on it. I'll pick it up in a week or so. So I had to move some of my older stuff that I sold a couple of guns this week to raise the money because I didn't have that sort of cash just sitting here. I've been buying a lot of guns lately, so I didn't have the cash. So I moved a couple of pistols that are just sitting in my safe that I wasn't really, they just run-of-the-mill stuff that I had. Mainly my grandkids were shooting them. There was a couple of 22s in there, and my grandkids were shooting them, and they've grown out of it now. They're up into 223. So I moved a couple around, managed to get some of the notes together, and I'll be picking that up next week, and I can't wait. It's a really, really nice rifle. It's been on my list for many years. So when I pick that up, hopefully next week, I'll do a little unboxing, and you can see what it's all about. But it's pretty nice. Okay, let's go in and do the draw. Can't see any more hashtags coming out there, so I'll go in and share the screen. Okay, hopefully you can see that up there, guys. So good luck, everybody. Let's give this a quick spin, see who's going to win tonight. Rich B, and I think I've got Rich. I think Rich has won with me before, so let me just double check, make sure. Yeah, I got Rich's details. Let me just get a bit of paper and write his name on it so I know who won tonight. So congratulations, Rich. I'll get that packed up and sent out to you this week. Rich B. So leave that down there for those. That's great. Congratulations, Rich. And have you started loading yet, Rich? I don't know if you're still with us, but have you got into it and started? I know he was very close to starting up, so just wondered if you have actually started. Cool. If there's any questions, just throw them out, guys. We'll sit on here for 5-10 more minutes. Chad Kelly has just jumped in. Thanks for joining us. So hopefully, like most of you know, hopefully I'll get this truck sorted out over the next couple of weeks and get my vacation out the way, and I'll be back to normal again. I still got that Ruger Precision Rimfire that I haven't done an unboxing yet. It's ready to come out and do an unboxing. I finally ordered a scope for it. Got a scope coming from it. I managed to find one on a really good deal over the weekend, so I ordered one of those. So that should be here during the week. So I'll show you the scope that I got coming for it as well, and then we'll take it out to the range and get some rounds down range with it. And give it a good go. We'll try it. And I know Walter's got his. I think he's got his scope and everything set up on his. I haven't seen a video of him shooting it yet, but I know that he's got this precision rimfire as well in 22 mag, and CW's got one as well. And those are the two reasons I ended up going for the precision rimfire. The Ruger Precision seems such a nice rifle. It looks tactical. Looks like the AR style, and I've never had a 22, so I thought I'd have a 22 mag. So I got 22 long rifle, but not a 22 mag. So that's going to be fun to get out and shoot and play around with. So I got that to do a video on. I got a few new pistols that I picked up and some lever actions I need to get out and do. Can't see me doing them before I get back from vacation, guys. So there's plenty to come. We've got plenty of content to come as well. So G23 says, I enjoy my PRP 22LR and its attack driver. Yeah, everybody I've spoken to saying that it's a really good rifle. I got a couple of 22 long rifles. I got an AR, the M&P 22, and I got a Savage bolt action in 22 long rifle as well. But this is going to be my first. Oh, I got the Henry as well. So I got a couple of 22 long rifles, but no mags. So I'm looking forward to getting that one out there and playing around with it. So that's going to be fun. So what have I been doing in the loading room? So you've seen we're doing the 9mm at the moment. So I'm going to make a bunch of 9mm up on the classic turret. I've got 223. I'm making up I got a bunch of 223s I'm in the middle of doing on one of my Dillons. These are 62 grain. They're over H335 powder, and I think they are CCI primers on those again. So I got those on the go. I've also got some 9mm, the Summit City ones that I've got going. These again, I've got to redo. These are fine. These will shoot in the CZ, but I went for the same sort of measurement on these as I did with the other ones, and they hanging up a little bit on my pistols. So these need to be set a little bit deeper. These are on Unique over CCI 500 primers. So I got that going on at the moment as well. So I got my cast bullets. I got some Summit City 9mm going on. I got 223 going on one press. And on the other press, I've got some 44 mag going on with some hard cast bullets. So I got a bunch of stuff going on at the moment. What's Mac Manual? The Zero might be a pain because it's a 30-degree rail. Maybe, I don't know. We'll give it a go. I like to shoot it quite far, so it'll be set up at 0 to 100. I'll shoot it to 50 to start with, 0 to 100, and then I'll be pushing it out a little bit further, maybe 200 or 300 yards. So that 30-degree rail might come into its own for a little bit further out. But and I'll let you know how I get on. If I have trouble with it, I'll let you know. I've ordered the Monstrum scope, Viejo. Ended up going for the Hornet, Monstrum Hornet, and I think it's 4 by 16 by 50, I believe it is. And there was a bunch of money, and it was, I don't like talking prices on here, but it was just around like 100 bananas. So there was quite a bit of money off it. So I'm looking forward to getting that and getting mounted up. I don't know if those Monstrums come with rings. I know some come with rings. I don't know if this one does until it comes. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Viejo says he's got the Hornet inbound as well. Yeah, they were on a great promo. CW texted me and said they were on promo this weekend, and I think he's ordered some. I ordered one, and obviously you've got one coming as well. But yeah, I've never used one of those. It looks like an upside down Christmas tree. It's in MOA. I went for the MOA one, and it's got like that Christmas tree effect. I've never used one of those before, because I don't tend to use. I always use the center point, and I adjust my turrets then to suit everything. The only time I'll vary from side to side if the wind is picking up and I don't want to be adjusting my windage, I'll just move it a little bit then. And Brutal Bob says, Mark, no questions, just thank you for your lives. I've been hand loading way longer than you have. I'm old now. Every so often I learn something from you, and I'm grateful for that. Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. That's what we all do it for. We love doing this. Viejo does it. CW's out there doing it. AR's out there doing it. We all do it. We love doing it. This is what we love doing, and we love sharing it. When someone pops a question, something like that up, saying that you pick something up from it, that makes it all worthwhile, because that's why we do it. We want to just share the knowledge, and we're always picking up on different things. We're always learning. You never stop learning in this game. Theo says, yes, it comes with rings. That'll be good. Sergeant Bulldog is out there. Good to see you. Sorry, we're just about done, but really appreciate you jumping on. Bomba Dad jumped in there. Good to see you. Sorry you missed it, but you could always watch it back on the rerun. I'm glad you jumped in and everything. So that's about it then, guys. You can see what I've got going on. I got a little bit of loading going on here. Got some rifles come in to sort out. Some scopes come in to sort out. And yeah, there's plenty going on in the MacMan's workshop here. I'll make some videos. Like I said, we're going up to Montreal. We're going to watch the Formula One Grand Prix. You know, I love my Formula One. So we're going to go up to watch the Formula One Grand Prix. Excuse me. My daughter's coming with me, my wife, and my son-in-law. And then my grandson then is taking care of the house for us. He doesn't want to go to the racing, so he's going to be house sitting. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, we're going to go to, I think we fly into a place called Buffalo. I believe that's on the American side. Not 100% sure. And then it's a 6-hour drive to Montreal. We're going to spend a few nights in Montreal, and then we're going to drive back halfway I think on the Sunday night, stop for dinner in a hotel. And then we're coming back to Niagara Falls, and me and my wife are going to spend like another 5 nights in Niagara Falls. We've got a hotel looking right out over the falls with a nice balcony and everything. It's a beautiful. We stayed there before many years ago. It's a beautiful hotel looking out over the falls. You can have your window open in the night and all you can hear is that water crashing all night. It's super relaxing, beautiful place. So I'll be taking loads of photos and videos of it up there, and we'll get them posted when we come back. AR says we always learn, we never grow old learning. That's true enough. OL1 guy says, thanks, Mark, man. I got to go back and watch the first part. Yeah, that'll be great. And AR says my lead turret will be here in a few days. I know he had one and he had problems with it. He had to send it back. So hopefully this next one will be perfect and he won't have to worry too much about it. So there you go, guys. We just hit the hour. Really, really appreciate you all jumping on, giving up your time on a holiday. I love spending time with you guys. I love reading the side chats and the comments and just sharing some of the stuff that I do with you. And I just really appreciate you all jumping on and spending time with me. So it makes it all worthwhile. And I really enjoy doing this. So huge thanks to everybody out there. Enjoy the rest of your day on your Memorial Day. Be safe. And we will catch you on the next. Good night, everyone. Be safe. And thanks for joining us.